This week's TED Talk will be focusing on the controversy surrounding the Washington football team, what used to be their mascot. So, as we all know, Washington was always known as the Redskins. But, that has brought up a lot of controversy in the years with it being considered a racial slur. Many people were completely oblivious to the fact that it was actually a racial slur, and that's what kind of created the problem, and that's what kind of escalated the problem. I feel as though that the problem went on for so many years that it just slipped through the cracks with some people. Like, some people didn't notice, or some people didn't want to notice. A lot of people went on for years, didn't notice. My parents, my dad, he didn't even know this was actually going on. So, is it deeper than sports, or like people making it more than what it is? I, for one, feel as though it's not about the sports, not about who came up with it. I feel as though it's our fault. We're not aware that this is a racial slur for some people. And I guess it's just because we've normalized it, I was reading up on an article, and they said that the name was supposed to be established on honor and respect. Honor and respect. I honestly don't know how I feel about that, because that's just, if the shoes were switched, would I feel the same way that this was developed on honor and respect? I understand where you guys were coming from, but the actual name of it itself is just controversial. It's proven itself to be controversial. Now is, where do we as sports fans go from here? Do we continue to call them the Washington football team? We've been calling them Washington Redskins for years. So now it's different from when a team switches locations or makes their home pick a new city. Like Oakland Raiders, now they're Las Vegas Raiders. Something like that. That's a normal switch. But we're talking about a team that has been called the Redskins since the start of them. So that has just been, that's second nature for us. So now it's like, how does the sports world adjust to that? And do we have to? It's not do we have to. Because if we didn't, that would make a lot of us hypocrites. Because, for instance, we have been having the Black Lives Matter movement going on, and we've been getting a lot of support from everyone, honestly, being a lot of support from a lot of different ethnic backgrounds, just a lot of different groups of people have been coming together for this one cause. So who are we to not follow up with the Native Americans as in their quest to get this name abolished? Who are we not to be right there with them, helping them fight to get this name abolished? So I don't think it's a do we adjust, it's how we adjust. And it's just an adjustment that we'll have to make. I always catch myself saying Washington Redskins, but now I'm like, Washington football team. Would I rather say Redskins? Yes. But I completely understand where this group is coming from. They don't want to be talked about, or as basically mocking them, just to call someone else, just to call this sports team that. And it's just disrespectful. And the sports world, we just have to do better with it. Everyone, we have to do better. That's the only thing we can do. We can't let this issue continue. We have to be better.